Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Ask what you can do for your country. I have a dream today.
We are fortunate to be alive.
And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all
But from
of
the enduring power of our ideals, democracy.
We shall fight on the beaches.
It's all part of the process of exploration and discovery.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! We are free at last!
The word persuasion isn't used much except for by marketers and salesmen, but it pervades every corner of our society. It's a skill that some inherently do better than others, but you can learn to be better at it. Arguing with your friends, getting a job, writing an email, choosing what to do with a group, you can see it all the time, especially in this digital age. Ads, thumbnails for videos, posts. Everyone is trying to get you to buy something, or like their post, or subscribe to their channel. It's tiring the amount of borderline propaganda you see, because convincing other people to do something is the most lucrative business there is, which is why I'm so interested in improving the art of persuasion. There are 3 steps. You have to know your goal. If you don't know what you're arguing, others certainly won't be persuaded to believe in it. If you ever stray from the path you put yourself on, you can end up arguing in circles. Be passionate. Take a stance. Be knowledgeable of the subject, and if you aren't knowledgeable, be confident. You don't have to be right to make people think you're right. This attribute is the most dangerous aspect of persuasion. And the most important is to speak to your audience. You are persuading other people. Know them, their motivations, their needs. You are always speaking to them. The entire goal centers around who you are speaking to. Every aspect of your argument has to try and resonate with your audience. This is a perfect example of persuasion from the movie Hidden Figures. Obviously it's a movie, but it still highlights the 3 aspects of persuasion.
Petition to attend courses at Hampton High School. Good morning, Your Honor.
Hampton High School is a white school, Mrs. Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm aware of that. Your Honor, if I may, I believe there are special circumstances to be considered.
What would warrant a colored woman attending a white school?
May I approach your bench, sir?
She walks up to the podium to be personal with the judge.
Your Honor, you of all people should understand the importance of being first.
How's that, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, you were the first in your family to serve in the armed forces, U.S. Navy, the first to attend university, George Mason, and the first state judge to be recommissioned by 3 consecutive governors.
You've done some research.
Yes, sir.
She has done her research and appeals to the judge personally. She uses the rule of 3s, which is to simply list 3 things that work together to convey a thought.
What's the point?
The point is, Your Honor, no Negro woman in the state of Virginia has ever attended an all-white high school. It's unheard of.
Yeah, unheard of.
And before Alan Shepard sat on top of a rocket, no other American had ever touched space. And now he will forever be remembered as the U.S. Navy man from New Hampshire, the first to touch the stars. And I, sir, I plan on being an engineer at NASA. But I can't do that without taking them classes at that all-white high school. And I can't change the color of my skin. So I have no choice but to be the first, which I can't do without you, sir.
She then makes her goal of attending classes much bigger than herself.
Your Honor, out of all the cases you're gonna hear today, which one is gonna matter 100 years from now? Which one is gonna make you the first?
She perfectly convinces the judge to get what she wants, even though she has so much working against her. Learning how to persuade can also help you protect yourself from insidious forms of persuasion, like hate propaganda and misinformation. Look at the details of what someone is saying. Look at what it implies. A good example is the pro-life movement. Everyone knows that it's bad. It's taking women's autonomy away, and and is the first step to stripping all rights for women away. But it's framed in a positive way. Who isn't pro-life? Another example is political rhetoric and undertones of phrases. By its technical definition, the word thug is supposed to refer to a violent person or criminal. But over time, it has been used so often to refer to black people that it began to carry its own connotation, which is the racist idea that black people are criminals or violent. For instance, the Baltimore protests. There was a massive protest where most people were peaceful and a few smaller groups turned violent. Even though only some people got violent, all of the protesters were broadly labeled as thugs and looters, even by the mayor and the president. Overall, persuasion can take many forms and is very difficult, but actively thinking about it before and during your daily arguments will greatly improve your skills. So get out there, stay safe, and good luck.